The weekly code quiz. What is text overflow? Text overflow is used to tell users that more content exists that cannot be displayed because of limitations by the containing element. What are the different options for text overflow? The content can be clipped, an ellipsis can be added, or a custom string can be added. Text overflow does not control the overflow of the text limited by its container. It just signals to the user that more content exists. You would still need to use the overflow property for that. What values do text overflow accept? Text overflow accepts the following values: clip, ellipsis, a custom string, or fade. The property can accept two values to specify the overflow behavior for the left end of a line, while the second value affects the right end of a line. What is the default for text overflow? Clip is considered the default. The text will simply be truncated. If you add an empty string, and the browser supports this function, the truncation will happen at a transition between characters rather than in the middle of a character. What does ellipsis do? Ellipsis adds an ellipsis to represent the clipped text. What do you mean by custom string? Some browsers recognize adding a custom string to represent clipped text. It will display within the content area, thereby cutting the size of the displayed text. The string itself can be clipped if there is not enough space. What will fade do? Fade will add an effect that fades out at the end of a line to a transparency. This also has inconsistent browser support. Let's look at some examples. Here is the HTML. First, we are looking at text meant to be read left to right. And we will look at three examples: clip, ellipsis, and a custom string. Then we will look at text meant to be read right to left. And we will look at the same three examples: clip, ellipsis, and a custom string. Here is the CSS. First, we have to control the overflow, so it is required to set the overflow property and the white space property. We limit the width to force an overflow. Next, we will change the direction of reading using the direction property. LTR signals left to right, while RTL signals right to left. Finally, we set the text overflow property. We will look at clip, ellipsis, and the use of a custom string. This is how this would display. We are looking at the result on the Mozilla Firefox browser, as this was the only one able to recognize the custom string. We did not show examples of fade because inconsistent browser support meant we were unable to visualize the results. Here is the result more closely for left to right text. And finally, here is the result more closely for right to left text. You can see that even the custom string is read in the right to left direction. Presented by Designers Learn Code.